Do I just ignore the fact that there's a lump of fat on my desk? Hey. I've done comparison reels over on Instagram, but never really an updated like photo printer video here on YouTube. And I guess it's time, because the last time I did this, like years back, and I didn't exactly explain everything, and this is a fairly newer printer than these two. So before anything else, I'd like to explain that comparing the output of these two printers are a bit not on the same footing, because you have to understand that these two have different print technologies. This is the Canon QX10. It's a Selphy square printer, and it uses dye sublimation for printing. This is the Canon Mini Photo Printer and a Kodak step printer. I'm not sure of the exact name, but anyway, these two both use Zink technology, so it's zero ink technically. So I want you to remember that before we even get into the details of these printers. But for the sake of having a printer for journaling or for whatever purpose that you want, excuse my dog's tail, for whatever purpose that you want, I will be comparing both. I'd like to go about this video into 3 parts. So I talk about first the basic information. So it's price, the refill, the costs, the printing technology, the print size, connectivity, stuff like that. And the second part is the print comparisons. And the third would be to answer your questions that you sent over Instagram. This is the Canon Selphy Square or the Canon QX10, depending on what region you're in. I am in Asia, so I think this is popularly more known as the QX10. But since I got this on Amazon, it is rebranded or branded as the Selphy Square. Since we're talking about portable photo printers, this is very much different from the bulkier like Selphy printers that actually needs a power cable to power up. But anyway, so this is a portable one, so you can recharge it with a USB cable. This was around 88 to 100 US dollars when I checked on Amazon. And if you're interested in getting it here in Manila, it ranges from 10 to 11,000 depending on where you buy it. But the main basis was Lazada or the actual Canon website, which I've never really tried, because when I saw the price difference, I knew I was rather gonna get it through Amazon. Anyway, so there's that. Printing technology. This is the dye or ink sublimation system technology. So what it means is that it comes with its own ink cartridge or ink cassette. So this is what it looks like. Now you have to be very careful with loading this ink cartridge, because sometimes that little plastic sheet, it catches on this area and it's going to ruin your entire like roll, because this thing, it comes out in 3, so it's yellow, magenta, and cyan. So it's gonna show up in 3 phases. Anyway, I will show that to you later during the print comparisons. So this is me being very careful, because I don't want to waste another photo output just because it catches. And yes, I already have wasted a few. So right now, this ink cartridge does not match the number of the photo paper that I have loaded in here. So these are photo sticker papers. The printouts come in squares, and it's going to be a Polaroid vibe, and it's going to have like this white strip at the end or at the bottom where you can write captions or I don't know, dedications or stuff. Connectivity is that it has its own app on iOS and Android. I'd like to believe Android will connect smoothly, because I can only speak for Apple. It connects smoothly on my iPhone, and I can print easily. I can collage photos that I need. But yeah, basically, that's that. This is the refill that this printer uses. So it actually comes already as a package, so you don't have to worry about this. If you're buying this from the Philippines, it's 800 pesos on Canon, and which is odd. Well, it's not really odd, but the odd thing is, if I check this out on Amazon, it shows around $26, or it's just not currently available, so I can't give you an exact price, but please don't quote me on the Amazon prices that I am sharing, because as of the moment, that's the only thing I'm seeing. So this is a new box. So when you open it, it already comes with 20 sheets of sticker paper, and it's divided into two because you can only load 10 sheets at a time with the printer. And this comes with the photo cartridge, the ink cartridge already. So this is good for 20 printouts. So be careful really with the middle sheet because it really does catch on the printer at times. I think I've wasted around 3 prints were ruined because I couldn't like get the roll in properly. But anyway, I just thought it would be something that you needed to know because it will happen at some point when you use this. In terms of cost per print, if you're in Manila, it's going to be around 40 pesos per printout. If you're in the US, or if you have sourced your items on Amazon with the prices that I've seen, it's going to be around 65 cents. Again, please do not quote me on the prices per print, especially if you're not in Manila, because these are the prices that I just see as I've researched early this morning before I did this. Fluffy dog tail right here. This is the Canon Mini Photo Printer, or the Canon IV, or I'm not really sure anymore what other names it comes with, but again, it might be a regional thing because I think this is IV in Japan. Again, I'm not really sure, or if it's in the US, it's IV, and in Asia, it's the Mini Photo. But anyway, this printer uses Zink technology, so it's zero ink as compared to the first Canon printer I showed. Now, I cannot exactly remember how much this is, so I'll probably just list it in the details. But I got this in 2018 or 19 as a bundle with my camera. The one I'm using now, that is the Canon M50, and I got it as a bundle, and yeah, I've been using it since. Print size. So this is a 2x3 output print. It is already a sticker back printer photo paper as well, and it has its own app. Again, it's also supposed to be available on Android as well. As I've mentioned, I'm using it through the iPhone, which is smooth also. And how you load it is this way. This also just takes in 10 sheets per load. And yeah, if we're gonna talk about this particular printer, I don't know if you noticed, but my Zink paper refill is actually Kodak photo paper. I'll explain in a bit. This is what I buy. It's the Kodak Zink photo printer paper. Now, I buy it in hundreds, but I don't think this is open yet. But anyway, so it explains it here that it is using zero ink printing technology, so it doesn't smudge. It's, yeah, I think it's water resistant and tear resistant, but I think it might fade if exposed to heat. Anyway, that's just me, but that's something you might want to consider. Anyway, so when you open these, you are going to get packets like this. Maybe I should open one already. But anyway, so maybe later, but when I do explain this, I'll just show you why I use this with a Canon. But anyway, that's for the second part, which is comparing the output of the prints. Anyway, so yeah, when you buy this on Amazon, this is $50. Okay, $49.99. Anyway, just as a quick disclaimer, if the prices are like $49.99, I would normally just say it's $50 because I'm used to doing it that way. But so whenever I buy this on Amazon, this is $49. And the nice thing about Amazon now is that it ships to Manila directly. So at a minimum of $49, it does ship free. So I just buy this packs of 3. Yeah, I think 3. So that's like 300 sheets. I know it sounds excessive, but later when I explain to you why I use it, you'll understand why. In terms of cost per print, since this is already 100 pieces and it's $49, this goes around 50 cents per printout. Or if you're using peso as a basis, it's going to be around 27 or 28 pesos per print. It's not bad if you do journal regularly and you print regularly. And I want to use the basis of printing cost the same as when I do the Kodak photo printer as well. This is the Kodak Step Mini Photo Printer. It has very much the same output technology that the Kodak Mini Photo Printer uses. So these two are basically the same technology. And the only reason why I got this last January is because I thought this was gonna die on me very soon. So I needed this to be an emergency printer. And there's not really much to explain for this anymore because I've already explained it on the Canon Mini Photo. So the price difference is that this one, when I got it on Amazon, it was around $68 or $70. Again, I was able to have this shipped to Manila for free, and this is why I have been buying on Amazon lately. And do keep in mind that if you're in Manila and you do want to purchase items on Amazon, I try to keep all my purchases below $200 or below 10,000 pesos, so it doesn't have to go through the customs. Because I think if I do have to get it through customs, aside from the additional tax that I have to pay, it's really the hassle that I have to physically go there compared to keeping it below that limit. It is delivered directly to your house, and so far delivery has been quick. It will give you around 2 weeks, but then it will be with you maybe a week and a half. But my last purchase, it took them really 2 whole weeks, which is fine because they've already mentioned that. But I guess I just wanted to share that their delivery dates also matter, but more often than not, it's pretty quick. I think this is what everyone is really all about, but I want to just remind you that this will probably have the best photo output, mainly because the Canon Selphy is ink sublimation, and it will give off definitely a sharper image. But we'll get through that as the questions progress. I want to use just one photo. I chose this one so it has a bright contrast of colors, it has shadows, and it has enough details to give you a good glimpse of what the photo output would be using specific printers. So just turn this on. So as soon as it's on, you're gonna see it QX10. It's pretty easy to connect. So I have the Canon Selphy app right here. I choose from my favorite photos. So again, anyway, I chose the same photo, and this is what I'm going to print for every photo printer. It will print on a square image because it is the Canon Selphy square. So let's keep it here and print. Yes. I will not do this fast, or I won't speed this up so you can actually see how long it takes to print. It comes out first in yellow and magenta. That's done, and this is the output. There. Sorry, it's gonna get dark because of the camera glare, but yeah. This is how your Canon Selphy looks like. I don't know if I can get any closer, but yeah. Hope you can see that. So, it doesn't smudge. This time, it's the Canon Mini Photo Printer. So, again, I'm gonna print the same photo of the Eggs Benedict, and yeah, so I'm not editing any of the photos, and we print. This is a pretty good Zink quality printout even for me. But of course, if you're gonna compare it to dye sublimation, it's of course gonna show the difference. There. And the last print we're gonna do is for the Kodak. One of the most asked is that why I don't use the Canon Zink, or when I had the sprocket, how come I didn't use the HP sprocket paper? And this is why. So these are both sealed, okay? I didn't do anything to these printer papers. Anyway, so I realized that HP and Canon sometimes is a hit or miss because the photo paper doesn't seem as white as it should be. I mean, sure, it looks white here, but oh, you have to remember this. Anyway, so this is the HP paper. As you can see, it says HP. Now, since I'm opening a new pack of Kodak as well, this is what I'm gonna load onto the other one. But here, you're gonna see just how gorgeously white the sticker paper is compared to, there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the stark difference between HP and Kodak. Anyway, so this is the first thing that you load on if you're putting a new set of sticker paper. Every time you load in a new pack of fresh photo papers, you have to include loading the calibration sheet. This is for the Kodak Zink. So a fresh sheet, you simply just load it. Follow the instructions. I think it's gonna show up here anyway, but this has to face down first, that way. Now, let's try it out. Turns on. I'm just gonna look for it again. So, allow. So, here we are. It's the same photo, and we're gonna print it. So, the nice part about this one is that you're gonna see how it actually happens when it's new. When you've loaded a fresh new set, so this is what's gonna happen. So the blue paper is gonna come out first. So I want to put a label first so it doesn't get mixed up. So this is Kodak. This is Canon. There's the difference for you. Before we go any further, these are the outputs of both Zink printers. This is from the Kodak and this is from the Canon. And clearly you're gonna see why I prefer the Canon Mini Printer over the Kodak, and why I purchased the Kodak just as something for an emergency in case this finally wants to retire or break down. I did not edit the photo. You guys have seen that I used the same photo, and you can see the difference already in the print output. I like how stark and the contrast for the photos and the Canon is compared to the Kodak. I'm not saying Kodak is bad, but I just prefer something more vibrant than the Kodak output. Of course, if we're going to compare it with the Canon Selphy, of course, the clear winner is going to be the Selphy. So this is the picture comparison output. You can clearly see the difference, but again, I will still pick the Canon Mini over the Kodak. As I've mentioned, it's just there for emergency purposes for me. I'm gonna try to do some close-up shots of this. If you do decide to use the Kodak Mini Photo Printer's paper on the Canon's Mini, I do tell you to save at least one of these. Each set of these packets will come with their own corresponding calibration sheets, which is why you have to keep the original Canon calibration sheet, because when you load this using another brand, you need to have this for it to be able to process and read it, because it's definitely not going to read Kodak and it's not going to read HP. So you need this to be able to load this and use it. So I hope you remember that very important part, because if not, it's going to be like a total waste of money. For the third part, this is where I answer all your questions. They're kind of the same idea, so I just kind of group them all together. So first off is, if you're in Manila, where do you get the paper or the sticker papers? Since I specifically use Kodak Zink, I get this on Amazon for $49.99. And if you check Amazon, it ships free to Manila with a minimum spend of $49.99. Just make sure that your item is eligible for free shipping to specifically Manila, because some items are not. And though I haven't encountered this one that's not free shipping, but you know, I just want to get that across to make sure that you're not paying for shipping anyway. So since this, I normally get like 3, so that's $150 per shipment. That's less than 10,000 pesos. So I don't have to worry about customs fees and all that. And it is delivered directly to my doorstep. Second, what do you recommend? I will be honest and I will say this has been my favorite printer. I will still recommend this, though there is a Canon IV2 coming out, which I just ordered. So I was contemplating on whether to actually do this video now or to just wait for it to arrive. But then it's probably going to be a close fight, since I already showed you what Kodak looks like. And yeah, so anyway, I am looking forward to ordering, or for waiting it to arrive, the IV2. But in terms of cost per print, I would still recommend the Canon Mini Photo Printer. But if you have the budget and if you're fine spending that much, like 40 pesos, or like, how much was it again? 67 cents per photo, of course, the best quality printing is going to be the Canon Selphy, because again, this is dye sublimation. It's not zinc crystal. So it's a very big difference, and it's kind of unfair to compare both, but you know, we're all journaling addicts, we're all planner lovers, and we want the best for our pages. Or yeah, but anyway, so I don't think you've seen me use this often also, mainly because I forgot that I had this, but that already says something about it, but I still have it. But anyway, mainly because it was so expensive to get it here in Manila, so I decided to get it on Amazon, and then I just forgot about it. So to answer what I recommend, I would still pick the Canon Mini Photo Printer with the Kodak Zink paper, definitely. Next is sharpest print quality. Of course, it's going to be the Selphy. I think this hands down is going to be the Selphy. It's true to color, it's sharp, it's bright, it's everything. And yeah, you can really see the difference already. The way I showed you. I'm not even going to bother with the Kodak anymore in comparing these two. But these both are Canon printers, and you can actually see the quality, the difference. But just to be fair, I'm not saying the Kodak is hideous. It's just that I want something more true to color. This works like if you have a filter or something, but it's not bad. Again, I bought it for like an emergency feel. And besides, you can also color correct your images to match your printer. Again, this is the Kodak Mini. This is the Canon. Both using Kodak Zink paper. Sorry. Next question. Which has long-lasting print? On the website, it says the Canon Selphy can last 100 years. I don't intend to live that long. Anyway, but it says this could last 100 years. So, who am I to contradict that? What is the best for journaling? I will still say it's the Canon Mini Photo Printer. And this is what I still use in spite of having this already. You can see that I can make collages. And the collages will work on either of these printers. Don't get me wrong. The app has the capacity to make collages for you and then just print it outright. Next is Kodak versus Canon Mini Printer. Yeah, again, this is such an easy, well, for me, it's easy to see the difference. But yeah, I would still pick the Canon Mini Photo Printer anytime. Yeah, I'd still pick the Canon anytime. Quality of print comparison, which I did. Is it worth buying? I think for you to say if a printer is worth buying, I think you have to know your style in journaling first. If you're the type to, do you even like taking photos? That's one. Two, do you print your photos? So if you're the type who just likes taking them and you don't intend on printing them, there's really no point in getting a printer. You might as well just get the regular industrial type kind of printer, print it on sticker paper and batch print and then just cut it. But for me, I really like, for me, this is really worth it. I mean, for me to get 3, okay, but I find it worth it, and I suggest that if you're into memory keeping, you'd get a small one yourself. Printer quality versus cost. Yeah, if you have the budget, again, if you're not really particular about it, and it's available in your country, go for the Canon Selphy. But if you're after something more efficient, maybe I could use efficient, because the print quality is not bad. You have to give Canon that, you know. So again, you see me use this all the time and barely use this because I forgot about this, to be honest. But again, for journaling, for daily printing, it would still be this. But if, let's say, you have special projects that you want to use or gifts, this is not bad. This is such a good idea. And then, what are the kinds of paper. The thing with photo printers, they are the sticker back paper kinds. If I'm wrong, someone just let me know. But like these specific ones, they don't require those any kinds of paper because it has their specific refills already. Sure, you can mix brands, but again, I really have to keep on reminding you to keep the Canon's blue calibration paper, or else it won't calibrate and the pictures will look very differently. And yeah, last question. Oh, that is the last question, because another question was to explain the printing technology behind each printer. But yeah, again, this one gives out the best print quality because it's dye sublimation. You have to give them that. And these two are Zink photo papers. These two are Zink technology, so it's zero ink. But try to avoid exposing it to heat because it might just fade. I am not sure, but I've seen like prints of 5 years ago maybe, and it did kind of fade, but primarily because it's beside a window. But the ones I have in my journal, they're still fine. So there. So I hope this helped. Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any other questions that I wasn't able to address, just message or just comment down below and I'll try to answer as soon as I can. So thanks guys for watching. Bye.